Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm filming a first impressions of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I got the shade Sand, which is 1W2. Of course, when you buy it from the Estee Lauder counter, they actually have you buy the bottle and then they give you a sample so you can use it. It's like a 10-day sample. So you can decide if you like it before you open up the bottle and they can't resell it. So I got the shade Sand in the sample as well as Rattan, which is 2W2, a little bit darker. My skin is normal combination. I'm oily right here and on the sides of my nose and normal everywhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up to get it out of my way. And I'm going to be priming using all of my same products that I normally would just so I can kind of get the same effect. Zoom you in a little bit more. Cheer on some. Okay, so to prime, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. I use that on my chin and then on the sides of my nose. To control oil throughout the day, you literally need the smallest amount. I use this much. Then for the rest of my face, I'm going to take my Maybelline Blur Plus Illuminate Primer and put that on the outer perimeters of my face. To cleanse today, I just used the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser and the Murad Oil Control Mattifier right there on my chin. And then to moisturize all over, I used the Fresh Lotus Youth Preserve Cream. I have been using the Drunk Elephant, the night serum with the little pink cap, and I've only been using it for 2 days because I got a sample at Sephora, and holy crap, I have like no texture on my face. So if this foundation causes me to have texture, I'm going to be shocked because I've only used it 2 nights in a row and my skin looks so good because I was having some weird texture on my forehead and it's gone. So now that I have primed, for an extra step, I'm going to take the NYX Angel Veil and put it right here on areas where I have the largest pores, just to kind of blur those out a little bit. Since this is a new foundation, I don't really know what it's going to do. So the claims say Double Wear, stay in place makeup for all skin types. 15-hour staying power, looks fresh, flawless through heat, humidity, non-stop activity. Won't change color, smudge, or come off on your clothes. Lightweight and so comfortable you won't believe it's this long wear. Medium with buildable coverage. Won't clog pores, oil controlling, oil free, fragrance free, dermatologist, da 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 da. So it has a lot of claims and I've heard really good things about it, so I finally decided to try it. So I'm just going to take the shade Sand first, and I know it's very liquidy, so you have to shake it. So I'm going to take Sand first, just to see if it matches on its own, and then I'll add in some of the Rattan shade if I need to. I think this will be a good enough match on its own. And with any other foundation that I need just like about a dime size amount, so that's what I'm going to use with this. And I would normally pat it all over my face, but I'm just going to work in sections today in case it dries quickly. I'm going to blend that out with my finger. And then to blend this in, I'm going to take my Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. If you've watched my videos about all of my favorite brushes, you guys know this is my favorite foundation brush in the world. So I'm just going to blend that into my skin. This is like a really good match too. Okay, let's move on. Make sure I blend it around my ear. I do get really cakey around my mouth, so I'm going to use a sparing amount there because I'll go back over that area with concealer as well, so I don't want to get too cakey. So now on my forehead, and then what's left on the back of my hand, I'm going to put on my neck. So far, it's applying really nicely. It kind of reminds me of like MAC Studio Fix Fluid, which I have right here in NC20. I feel like it might be a little bit more of a powder finish than the Studio Fix Fluid, but I'm going to go back with a sponge like I always do just to kind of blend it out before we go on with concealer or anything like that. Because it doesn't look as smooth on my face as the Studio Fix Fluid would. But again, we're going to go back and blend it. So now I'll just take what's left and put that on my neck. So now I'm going to take my damp sponge and just go all over my face to make sure we don't have any little streaks. Because right now it's not looking like I want it to. It doesn't look awful, but I can definitely see my pores more, and I'm just not used to this kind of finish. So let's just blend that all in. which as my skin warms it up, it might look a little bit different, so I'm not going to make any assumptions right now before I put on my concealer and everything else. Okay, now that we blended, I'm going to take my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector, like I always do, and just apply that underneath my eyes to prep for my concealer and cancel out dark circles. And always using your ring finger so you don't tug on your eyes too much and cause premature wrinkles. And then the combination that I've been using lately is the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the shade Light Sand and then the shade number 10 Light from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me Concealer. That will focus. So I take the Shape Tape first. I love this concealer so much. And just kind of blend that out. I always say this, but just to say it again, if you're new to my channel, I always blend it out with the applicator first. That way, if you're going back in with a damp sponge or a brush, you don't soak up so much excess product from just doing it like in stripes or like dots underneath your eyes, because this is very full coverage. Get right here under my nose, a little on the bridge of my nose. And I'm thinking with this foundation too, maybe I should have used my Mary Kay No Need to Dry moisturizer, because it's a lot more moisturizing than the Fresh. Especially since it just randomly got cold again outside when it was so warm this week. Whatever. Now I'm just going back in with the Fit Me. Put a little bit of that on my chin as well. Do some on the sides of my mouth. And on my nose. Just to keep my eyes from creasing, I always have my Maybelline Translucent Finishing Veil ready to go on my little disposable cosmetic sponge. That way I can bake as soon as I have set, or as soon as I have blended out my concealer. So I always have that ready to go. So now taking that same damp sponge, I'm going to blend out the areas that I'll apply the least amount of concealer because they will dry first and then they'll be harder to blend out. So blend that around my mouth and my chin, and then we'll go up around my upper lip and nose. And then I'll kind of blend that out a little bit. Now we'll do the eyes. And I do take this up onto my lid to prep for eyeshadow, to conceal veins and discoloration on my eyelids. Blend that up around my eyebrows. Make sure that's nice and blended out. And I always check to see if I want additional coverage, but I think we're good. So blend that out one last time, and then take my translucent powder and pack that on to bake so my under eyes don't crease. And then I'm going to take my sponge again on this side, do the same thing, make sure we don't have any creases already set, and then go with the powder. Because if your under eye has already creased, before you add on the powder is just going to set those creases in. So I always make sure I do one final blend before I set under my eyes. Now we're done with the Maybelline powder. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I use this to bake my chin just to help oil throughout the day. And then I'll take what's left on the sponge and just put it right here on the sides of my nose. I'm just going to take my Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Kit and use these two shades right here and my Sigma F05 contouring brush to just lightly contour my cheekbones a little bit. I want to see how powder products blend over this foundation. Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Small Tapered brush and just dust off this powder. To put on my forehead, I'm going to take my L'Oreal number W7, yes, powder, and my Morphe M527 big old bronzing brush, and just hit the tops of my forehead, kind of blend it down on my temples and with the contour a little bit. And then I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk number 130 and kind of press that into my skin and blend it into my hairline more. And then also take that and kind of blend out that contour. Because I do look really powdery right now. So, last step before I finish off my makeup off camera, I'm going to take my blush on my Morphe E4 angled blush brush. Let's just use my recent go-to instead of a Milani Rose Diora has been NARS Luster. It's a really pretty kind of peachy bronze shade. Just brush that on. You guys know I'm all about my blush. Okay, so I just got home from running a few errands. The foundation's been on for about 3 hours now, and I love it so far. Like, my face is matte. It is matte, but not in a drying way, just really matte. And like when I touch my skin, like if I were to touch my skin with like my L'Oreal True Match or Infallible mixed together like I normally wear, or my Studio Fix Fluid, I would, like, it'd be on my hands, but it's not even on my hands. You can see that, like, I'm really impressed so far. So I'll come back in a few hours once I've actually worn it for like a good amount of time and let you guys know what I think. Okay guys, it is now 8:15. I've had this foundation on since 12:30 this afternoon. I am a little bit oily on my chin, but nothing like I would normally be with my MAC Studio Fix Fluid or any other foundation that I use. I haven't powdered up because I never bring makeup with me during the day. But this is what I would look like probably after an hour or two of wearing my other foundations. So my face is not as matte though. I have like a nice glow all over, which I like. Because if I wanted to, I could set it down with the powder. But let me just kind of zoom you guys in so you can see. Oh, really close. Okay. Which I've had on the same liquid lipstick all day, but just my chin is a little bit oily. My face just has like a glow to it, but this foundation held up really, really well. The only complaint that I would have is I feel like my powder products, because you guys know I like pack on a bunch of blush and bronzer, I don't feel like they show up as well as they normally would with my other foundations. So of course I can add more, but that's the only thing that I can notice is different, other than the fact that I'm still almost completely matte. So I'm really, really satisfied with this Estee Lauder Double Wear. With that being said, for my skin type and for me personally, this foundation is like a 10 out of 10. Like, I'm so impressed. I'm going to continue to wear it because I don't really see what could replace this, especially as the weather gets hotter outside. This is definitely going to be like a must for me because I haven't tried anything so far that keeps me this matte and still looks not patchy, not drying, not cakey. Like, it looks really, really good on my skin. So this got a thumbs up for me. If you guys follow me on Instagram and especially Snapchat, I'll keep you updated as weeks go by if I still love it as much as I do now. But that is it for my little wear test and first impressions of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Again, I am the shade Sand 1W2. Really, really impressed. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions about this foundation or any other makeup related things, you can leave me a comment down below and I'll be glad to answer that for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.